Wasted Water Sports ahoy! Welcome to the Rugby World Cup semi-final number 2. England versus the Springboks. I've had to jump on a little bit early because the teams have taken me by surprise. They're out on the field already, getting ready to do the anthems. And here I am, still doing a countdown screen. Truth Masters, ahoy mate! Dan Jam, ahoy! Mr. Ed's Dead, ahoy! Welcome along, and a blockbuster awaits us, hopefully. A little bit of a disappointing semi-final. To be honest, no disrespect to Argentina, but earlier today, or yesterday, this time yesterday, they just weren't on the same planet as the All Blacks, were they? Looking forward to a much closer battle. I can't even split these two teams. I really can't. Slight favourites, I would say. South Africa, slight. Really, really marginal. But, look, honestly, I'm looking at the bookmakers. The bookmakers are giving, if I can bring it up quickly and just see if it's changed before I go and say anything stupid. But right here at the moment, my bookmaker of choice has got the margin at around 12.5 points. Head start for England. 12.5 points favourites are South Africa. And I can't believe that. I think it will be a lot closer than that. So I'm actually really tempted. Yeah, look at that 12.5 line. South Africa, $1.20 favourites. England, $4.50 outsiders. In all honesty, I might have to throw down some coin on England here, because at those odds and those lines, in my opinion, that's ridiculous. I think England are a much better team than 12.5 points. Viking Rage, ahoy there. A slight margin? No, that was my opinion, my prediction. My prediction, I've got South Africa slightly ahead. Dan Jam says, I think South Africa will win by more than that, more than 12.5. Well, you have no confidence at all, do you, Dan Jam? More than happy to be proved wrong. Well, the match predictor has South Africa at 84%, England at 16%, and that match predictor, I suppose, backs up the bookmakers' odds. I still find that very difficult to believe. $4.20 outsiders, England. I would seriously consider jumping in and throwing down some coin on that one. But we'll see how it plays out. Dan Jam. Viking Rage says South Africa will be winning this game, and the score prediction from me, being him, is 21-12. Kiwi friend of mine is in agreement, but everything to play for both teams. Yeah, look, I've got South Africa winning. Maybe, let's say 27-22. 27-22, Cheslin Colby, man of the match. What an absolute gun. Cheslin Colby, one of my favourite players at the moment. Kanye Ketchup, ahoy mate. Kanye Ketchup says 27-19 in favour of South Africa. Cheslin Colby, first try scorer, or Aronsay. That's my pick. Either one of the South African wingers, first try scorer. Colby or Aronsay. That's what I reckon. Hang on, let's see. First try scorer. First try scorer. Aronsay's paying $9. Cheslin Colby's paying $10. Let's throw down. I'm going to put $50. $50 on Cheslin Colby. First try scorer. But I reckon it could also be Aronsay. Oh, let's go. Kickoff imminent. Thank you for your company here on Wasted Water Sports. It's been an enjoyable Rugby World Cup so far. Who will go through to meet the All Blacks in the final? There's little specks of rain around I can see there on the TV. Match official Ben O'Keefe, that has certainly not gone without its controversy. Poor old Benny O'Keefe under fire. And we're just waiting for the whistle to blow now. The whistle blows. Ben O'Keefe gets us underway. Viking Rage, I've got the game on Discord. I obviously, for obvious reasons, can't show the game on the screen. But the match play footage is available on our Discord server. Just so you're aware. South Africa come down with the ball first. A box kick is the order of the day. Up over halfway, and it's taken at the back. Freddie Stewart. And England have the ball. Nice and secure there in the ruck on halfway. Alex Mitchell controls it at the back. It's box kick city at the moment. And that one's well placed, and it's tapped back by England. And Joe Marler. Oh, they're all over this ball, South Africa. And that, oh, that's a fair turnover, I would have thought. He ended up off his feet. But he was all over the pill there. Steph Dutoy. And an early penalty, and this will surely be 3 points. Take the 3 here, boys. Right out in front, gift 3-pointer. There you go, Danjam. This would be a dream start for England. Peter Steph Dutoy there challenging that ball. Might have been a little bit hard done by. Hands on the ball. Yes, he went off his feet, but he released. Released as he was falling. Tough call, that one. Okay, well, that has set the signal. Ben O'Keefe is going to referee this very, very strictly. Danjam says, as usual, you're 30 seconds ahead of me. Oh, I don't understand how that happens, Danjam. It's funny because even though I'm ahead of your broadcast, I'm behind on the actual live broadcast. And from just to the left of the post, as you would expect, Owen Farrell makes no mistake. And England have the lead. Maybe Danjam, so that you're not spoiling things for yourself, give it a quick pause. Give the stream a quick pause for 20 or so seconds. Because I don't want to be the spoiler of the future for you. South Africa get us back underway. Itoje safe under that high ball. Dream start for England, really. The only thing that would have been better for them, obviously, would be a try. Box kick at the back. Up to halfway. And again, England are up there competing well with those box kicks. South Africa will get the throw to the line out. That's twice now. 2 from 2. Box kicks. England have won the challenge in the air. 3.5 minutes has just raced by. And England lead this one 3 points to 0. Line out throw for South Africa, though, on halfway. Oh, it's stolen, and England have the ball. Oh, this is a good start for the English. Back to Farrell to clear. Oh, he doesn't clear, though. He goes straight up in the air. And once again, England win the competition in the air. But this time, Johnny May knocks it forward over the sideline. Mr. Ed's Dead says you get almost 2 plays off from Discord and my commentary. Connor Crowley, ahoy, mate. I am slightly favouring the Springboks in this one. But England, they have come to play, that's for sure. Rank outsiders with the bookmakers. Rank outsiders with a lot of the predictors. They're here to prove a lot of people wrong. First scrum of the game here, 2 massive packs. Referee O'Keefe says, we'll have that one again, boys. Just a little bit scrappy. We'll go again. A nice shot there of the coach's box for the Springbok. You know who I miss? I really miss that really, really crazy dude that used to coach South Africa and was always coming up with excuses. Can't remember his name. This scrum sets and South Africa have it at the back. It's a stalemate situation. Neither team getting any ascendancy there at the scrum. But South Africa with the ball. Put it high. The bomb squad's out nice and early. England are secure under the high ball, though. South Africa, they might have to rethink this strategy. England are dominating in the air. Very early in the contest, though. Mistakes can, of course, come out. I'll try and find out the name of... let's just fire off some... I'll know the name as soon as I hear it. Let's just go Springboks coaches as another box kick placed perfectly. And again, England compete and England come down with the ball. And another chip in over the top, but that's a bit of a shocker. Plenty of distance as it dribbles over the sideline. But they probably wanted that one to stay in play, I dare say. Springboks rugby coaches. Let's see. Previous coaches. Just a list. I don't want to go searching for it necessarily. Just give me a list. Big throw into the line out. South Africa taken in the middle. Uncontested, but it's not straight. It is not straight. And England with a big scrum feed here. They're on top early. Who have we got there? Salvo. I'll just call you Salvo. What is that? Salvo PHL. Ahoy there, Salvo. Appreciate the live stream, bud. Cheers, Salvo. Salvo, very nice to have everybody's company here. On Twitch, on YouTube, Wasted World of Sports. Every weekend. Well, every weekend that there's some sort of footy or cricket on. This is a huge opportunity here for England, not only to extend their lead, but they could also put pay to my first try scorer bet. Cheslin Colby, of course, I've gone with. Okay, Springbok coach. I'm going to find out who this is, don't you worry. Oh, there he is. Okay, there's a photo. Who is he? What's his name? Here's a big scrum. Ben O'Keefe says, we'll have it again. Peter de Villiers, yes. Peter de Villiers. This guy. Hang on, where's the camera? He was great value, wasn't he? I miss him. Imagine a generation where Peter de Villiers, old Michael Checker, so Wallabies Michael Checker, and Let's see, who is one of the worst All Blacks coaches? Big scrum here, and England come away with the ball. Breaking from the back is Ben Earl. They're 5 out from the line. Quick ruck ball. Just going through the phases. Drawing in the defence. South Africa a bit short on that far side. It's slow ball, though, and it's stolen by the Springboks. But the referee says illegally, and it's another penalty. Another gift 3 points if they want it. And I dare say they will. This is an electrifying start for England. South Africa are a bit surprised, I think, at the pace this game's being played at. Struggling to keep up right now. You'd think they'd be used to it, though. It was a very similar start, wasn't it, to the quarterfinal? Let's have a look at this replay. How did that ball come back? Illegally, says referee Ben O'Keefe. But 9.5 minutes gone. And England are about to be up 6 points to 0. It's only 6 points, but South Africa are a little bit rattled. South Africa, in the moment, in all honesty, they've got a little bit of that deer in headlights look that the All Blacks used to get come Rugby World Cup time. The ambush is on. Look, there's a long way to go, of course, but I did say in the pre-game, this is going to be a lot closer than 12.5 points. A long way to go, though. England have got to keep this up. The troops pour in, and Mitchell with a box kick from inside the 22. Plenty of distance on that one. They weren't looking for competing in the air that time. That was just a pure clearance. And Alex Mitchell, he looks like he's had a long tournament, poor fella. Fabio Faf sitting on, watching, longing to be out there. Line out throw on halfway. South Africa take it uncontested at the front. They set up a rolling maul. They've got perfect shape. But England get in there and spoil. Itoje and Martin are all over this ball. South Africa are forced to release. And that was well defended by England. Oh, have hope, Dan Jam. Have more than hope. They are well up for this game. South Africa on halfway. Nothing expansive. Just drawing in the defence. Earning the right to go wide. We talk about that all the time. Earn the right to go wide. Oh, so long to go yet, Saint Rick. Plenty of time left. They have to keep this up. 12 minutes gone. 68, what's that mean? 68 minutes remaining. They've got to keep going for 68 minutes here, England. Hey, I tell you what. Obviously, I'm wearing a green bandana at the moment. As England with another box kick clearance. Again, not looking to compete. Just finding touch. And finding touch they do. Up towards halfway. Well, actually, the touch judge brings them about 10 meters back. As the rain continues to tumble, it's not strong by the looks of it, although when you can see the rain on TV, it's often heavier than it appears on the telly, if that makes sense. I generally wear the color, like I've got a few, as we know. For long-time subscribers at the Wasted World of Sports, you know that I have accessible at all times multiple colors of bandana. I usually the color of the bandana is usually dictated by whichever team I have predicted to win at the beginning of the stream. Tonight, I predicted South Africa, so I've gone green. Makes sense, right? If this keeps up, I might have the do the old Oprah Winfrey wardrobe change at halftime. I might have to switch up and get myself a white bandana. Excuse me. Throw into the line-out, uncontested again. England, they are not competing the line-out ball in the air. They are just setting and defending these rolling mauls. South Africa have got the charge on this time, though. Good shape, but they've fallen over themselves at the back. They've got to get this ball out, and it does. It spills out the side. Play on, says the referee, and England have got the turnover. And Farrell from inside the 22. A low, flat kick up over halfway. And it pops up kindly for Willemse. Willemse puts it up, chases his own kick. But they're offside here. England are offside. And this, an opportunity now for South Africa. Should they wish to take it. Oh, this would be mighty tempting to put this into the corner. It really would. I'm a big advocate for always taking the points when they're on offer. I would be mighty tempted to put this into the corner, though. Oh, and that's exactly what they're doing. Manie Libbok puts it into touch. They've turned down the 3, and this now becomes a huge, huge moment in the game. If England can repel this attack, if they can defend this moment, that is a huge statement by England. If South Africa obviously win this line out and score, it's been a massive, massive statement by them. Uncontested again. They take it at the front. They swarm in. They've got good shape, but England, they try valiantly to defend. They've managed to turn them on the side, and the maul drops. The maul is not going to come out of there, and England get the turnover, and that is a massive, massive statement. Oh, and they're letting them know about it too. Martin has got Reinach by the collar and is dragging him around. A whole lot of push and shove because we're not allowed to punch anymore. The players just getting acquainted with themselves on a more personal level. A little bit of push and shove, a little bit of shirt grabbing. Realistically, what was probably happening is they were discussing where they're going to go for beers after. But that was some massive defense there from England. Keep note. Let's keep note, okay, chat room? Are you with me on this one? Let's keep track of this. 3 points, clear 3 points that South Africa have now just left out there on the field. And we'll add that up at the end of the game, and I'm sure that we'll be talking in some degree or another about what could have been for one of these two teams. And there's a moment. That is absolutely a moment. Turning down the 3, going for the try. It was a big call. A bold call. And England's defense standing firm. Huge moment. Oh! And after a little bit of conjecture out in the middle and a TMO interjection, I'm assuming, we've come back for a South Africa penalty. Now, surely they take the 3 this time. They had their, oh! Don't do it, guys. Oh, this is too much. They're going to put it in the corner again. They're putting it in the corner again. Oh, I would have said you've had your chance, you failed. Take the 3. Mr. Ed's Dead says hockey is about ice hockey. Of course, not field hockey. I've never seen a fight in field hockey. So he's talking about the ice hockey. Hockey is about the only game left that it's expected to be fights, and even that's changing. South Africa claim it uncontested again. They've got much better shape this time, but it collapses. They've fallen over themselves. They've got to get this ball out here, South Africa, and they do. Big defense by England. One out from the ruck. The ball spills forward. And in contact, Franco Moster knocks the ball on. And again, this English defense. Are we keeping count, chat room? 6 now. South Africa. Obviously, it doesn't work out quite that way. Had they taken the first shot at 3, they wouldn't necessarily have been in that exact position to get another crack at 3 so quickly. But that's 2 penalty goals they've knocked back. 5-meter scrum, England. They're still under pressure. This is still a big clutch moment. South Africa push early. South Africa push early. They put them under pressure. Oh, and it's the kid from the Bully video game that's all grown up now that gives away the penalty. And Joe Marler's fired up. Oh, Danjam, did you see that? One of the scariest sights in the world, a fired up Joe Marler. There was a game, Mr. Ed's dead. Do you remember? In 30 seconds, I will. Danjam, honestly, mate, just hit pause. I'm pretty sure if you hit pause, when you hit play again, even though it's a live stream, it carries on from where you paused it. I'm fairly certain. I feel terrible. I feel absolutely terrible that I'm spoiling this game for you. England control it at the back. Mitchell with the box kick. This one's contestable if they can get there. And get there they do. But this time, safe at the back, Aaron Say. We still haven't had a try scorer, of course. 2 penalty goals for England. The bomb squad's out. Oh, and they get in each other's way there, England. But Mitchell comes down with it. South Africa drive. They look to counter-ruck. I'll come back to that story, by the way, Mr. It's Dead, that I was about to go into about video games. Next break in play. I'll finish that story about the ice hockey. Mitchell sets up the box kick. This time it's a little bit too deep. And they can't get a contest up in the air. South Africa have it. 22 out from their own line. The kid from Bully, all grown up. Takes it into contact. Back to Lebok. Lebok puts the ball high. And it's taken very, very well. Running backwards, Elliot Daly. But he holds on a little too long. Oh, that's against Mitchell for closing off. And this one's getting a little bit feisty. And now getting marched 10 meters. Farrell had a little bit too much to say about that. And O'Keefe says, screw you, mate. We're going 10 up the field. And that brings it well and truly within kicking distance. And he is still having a go. Farrell, he better be careful here because old mate could whip out a yellow card. He could reach into the pants and pull out a yellow card. So Farrell running his mouth, costing his team 10 meters, and this goes from a questionable decision to take the shot at 3 to an absolute gimme for Marnie Lebok and the Springboks. From over halfway, it's now about 40 meters out and well within range. That was silly from Farrell. Saintrick says, wish Farrell didn't do this so often. Absolutely no need to run his mouth there. No need at all. All right, so Mr. Ed's Dead, we were talking about ice hockey being where you're expected to fight. There was a game on the Sega Master System, I want to say it was. It was an ice hockey game. I think it was called Slapshot. And there was actually, if you held a big hit button, so you could body check somebody. Marnie Lebok from just to the right of the post, 40 meters out, puts it right down the middle. And South Africa points on the board. That will ease the nerves. They're back into this contest. And they say, thank you, Owen Farrell, for giving us that extra 10 meters. So there was a body check button, essentially. You could just slam into the opponent. But the thing was, if you used that button, immediately a mini game would start, which was a traditional side-on 2D fighting game, like Street Fighter style. So that was the risk that you took. And if you lost the fight, your player got sent to the sin bin. Your player got called for the foul. So it's just funny. We talk about ice hockey being a sport where fights are expected. Just look at that Slapshot. I'm pretty sure it was called Slapshot, Sega Master System. That's how expected fights were in the ice hockey. It was actually built into the video game, a fighting minigame. Anyway, 6 points to 3. South Africa have been given an absolute gift there by Farrell. Oh, loose pass from Villeneuve, and England will dive on it inside the South African 22. And that was way more risk for such low potential reward. It wasn't necessary. And here, England on the attack. Unexpectedly. Penalty advantage. And they can nullify that 3 points immediately. Oh, that was silly from Villeneuve. Farrell puts the chip in over the top. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, we come back for the penalty. And we come back for the penalty because it didn't work out. The kick over the top was a little bit too heavy. And maybe, just maybe, we're in a situation... Never mind. They're taking the 3. I was about to say, maybe we're in a situation where England give thought to not taking the 3. But they do. Owen Farrell says, we will take that, thank you, and we'll take that 6-point lead back. Straight back. Oh, Villeneuve would love to have his time over there. That was a risky offload from inside your own 22. It didn't even get close to finding its target. And great work, Ben Earl. What was Ben Earl even doing there, the number 8? I'll tell you what he was doing. He was diving on the loose ball and securing possession for his team. Farrell moves in, strikes it. It's on target. It's down the middle. It's 9 points to 3. England. And for South Africa, the teams have gone tit for tat in stupidity. Firstly, it was Owen Farrell chatting back to the referee, getting March 10. And this time, I'm afraid it was Villeneuve with the offload. High risk, low reward offload. Gifting England another shot at 3 points. England take it from the restart. Counter ruck is good from South Africa, but it still falls on the English side. Told to use it, setting up a box kick here. Mitchell looking for distance, not looking to compete. Line out throw will be on halfway. Nine points to 3 indeed. Mr. Ed's Dead. 9-3. England over South Africa. Throw to the back. Pops it back inside. And here goes Adonsay. Up to the 22. England over the ball. Stolen. Fantastic effort there in the ruck. Who was that? I think it was Courtney Laws. Mitchell with the box kick from inside the 22. Up to halfway. And perfectly timed chase by Daly. And Daly causing momentum on defense. In over the top of this one now. Itoje. But he can't get hands on the ball cleanly. And South Africa get the penalty. Joe Marler not rolling away. That's what created it, says referee Ben O'Keefe. Itoje was fine. Itoje's turnover was clean. But it was caused by Marler not rolling away. South Africa, penalty kick into touch. And they'll have the line-out throw about 25 out from England's line. But for the first time tonight, promising signs for South Africa. Seen one of their wingers in space. Oh, the throw's not straight again for the second time tonight. South Africa just fluffing their lines at line-out time. Not straight, and England will have the scrum. They're not contesting the line-outs, really. England are happy to just sit back, defend the rolling maul, or let South Africa make the mistakes, such as not straight into the line-out. Ben O'Keefe having words with the medic for England. He has told him this is 3 times now. 3 times now, a stoppage in play. Dan Jam says this is very much how England played against Argentina at the start of the tournament. I would say also, Dan Jam, not necessarily in what I'm about to say is meant in terms of tactics and gameplay, but intensity, enthusiasm, and just controlling their mistakes. Very reminiscent of how England played in the semi-final against the All Blacks. The big ambush from 4 years ago. In the semi-final. Ironically enough, also a semi-final. And maybe they're doing the same thing here to the Springboks. A little ambush. Big drive here in the scrum from the Springboks, but England release. They get the ball out of there before any damage is done. South Africa drive through the middle of the ruck. But England clear it and retain possession. Mitchell controlling it at the back. Look for the box kick. Yes, he calls in the troops. Box kick incoming. Oh, a little bit enthusiastic there. Estebeth was offside, I would have thought. And he was. Back for the penalty we go. I saw that happen in the moment it happened. Estebeth, a little bit over-enthusiastic there. He wants to discuss the issue, but it was a pretty clear offside. Penalty kick into touch, takes England back into Springbok territory. Jamie George will have the throw. Can England hit their target? To the back they go, stolen by South Africa. A line-out steal by the Springboks. Sweet relief for them. Back to Lebok, puts it high. And not a lot of distance, it's gone straight across field. Tapped back by England. Freddie Stewart just gets to it. That was dangerous play all round. Both teams. That could have gone either way. Marla in midfield. Sets up another ruck ball. Farrell with the kick. It's charged down and South Africa have it. I don't know what Farrell was trying to do there. There was no space in behind where he was aiming that kick. So it wouldn't have resulted in anything anyway. And now they've gone in off their feet, England. And South Africa take the penalty. Chaos starting to set in here. England, they've just got to be careful here. 10 minutes to go until half-time. They've controlled extremely large chunks of this first half. They certainly won't want to throw it all away in this last 10 minutes. Yeah, Twitch definitely has a lot less, what's the word, delay. Yeah, Twitch traditionally, even with Intoxigamer streams, I used to find, Mr. Ed's Dead, that the Twitch was always slightly ahead of YouTube. South Africa win the line-out uncontested again. From the rolling maul, they release. Up over halfway. Space in behind. The kick. Ah, no. Dropping back and taking the mark. A little bit of a nothing play there from the Springboks. Marnie Lebok is off for South Africa. Andre Pollard on. Lebok certainly hasn't had one of the greatest starts to the game for a number 10. A lot of players are in the wars now. Who's that coming off? Curry. Tom Curry's off. Vunipola's coming on. Replacement for England. Eight minutes to go till the halftime break. 6 points the difference. England, they've come to play. We were talking about it in the pre-game. I didn't think that England were so far outsiders as the bookmakers were claiming. Plenty of time left, though. Plenty of time. South Africa could still blow this game wide open. To the middle of the line-out they go. South Africa on halfway. Uncontested again. The rolling maul is going backwards, but they retain their shape. And now they get the march on with the second effort, but England come back at them in numbers, driving South Africa backwards. Forcing a box kick at the back from Reineck. And this will be... Oh, it's been dropped at the back. Elliot Daly, a big mistake. He could have claimed the mark, but instead drops it. And they're under immense pressure now. They manage to retain possession. Mitchell clears it. Vunipola spills it forward with his first touch. And here is a chance for South Africa. A big chance. Kitsoff picks it up. They're 15 out. Reineck, penalty advantage for offside. Oh, that's a big couple of errors now for England in a row. and then giving away the penalty to boot. South Africa can play here. They can throw caution to the wind. Reinek to Kitshoff, one off the ruck. This is a huge chance now for the Springboks. Pollard dummies, goes on his own. Itoji takes him down. Du Toit, the pick and go. 7 phases. Delende pops it up to Mostert. Terrible pass, and they'll come back for the penalty. Right out in front. Gift 3 points if they want it. They needed to do more there, South Africa. Time off for an injury. They could have had so much more there, the Springboks. That was a huge, huge opportunity gone begging. You've got penalty advantage. I would like to see teams throw a little bit more caution to the wind when under penalty advantage. If it works, great. If it doesn't, you're coming back for the penalty anyway, aren't you? So just go hell for leather. But 2 big errors there from England. The first one, the dropped high ball from Elliot Daly. They managed to recover from that, but then Vunipola, one out from the ruck, hitting it up. The ball spills out. They're taking the 3 here. It's an absolute gift 3-pointer. Andre Pollard on nice and early for Mani Labok. And a gift 3-pointer here. Through it goes, and it's 9-6. 5 minutes to go until halftime. This is going to be an intense game. We thought it might be. We talked about it. We discussed it in the lead up to the game. We were hoping for an epic. We are well and truly set up for one as Farrell gets us back underway. 5 minutes to go till halftime. 3 points the difference. South Africa have the ball. Inside their own 22. Reinek has it at the back. Fires it to Pollard. Pollard clears. Up towards halfway. Just short of the halfway line. Pollard with the clearance. England will have the line-out throw. Ben O'Keefe gives them the hurry along. They can't hear each other. It's so loud out there. George throws into the line out. Eventually, they go short to the front. Back to George. George puts the grubber kick through. Oh, you love to see forwards putting grubber kicks in. And South Africa clear, but it's taken and marked inside the 22 by Farrell. Saintrick says, you get the feeling South Africa have another few gears to go. And these gift 6 points will haunt England later on. Yes, I can go along with that, Saintrick. England will be very disappointed at the opportunities they've presented to South Africa. Willemse takes the ball in the air over the sideline while still in the air. Tries to get the kick away, but a foot just goes down in touch. Danjam says England are happy to play it out in midfield and not try anything. Box kick. Yeah. Box kick. Make it contestable if it's in South Africa's area. Box kick for clearance. Yeah, I actually have... And there's another Boks kick at the back of the ruck. This one's contestable. Oh, and moving forward, Cheslin Colby, but an obstruction call. And that's a result for England. They'll take the 3, I would dare say. I should imagine they'll have a shot at 3. So yeah, come to think of it, Dan Jam, England haven't really fired any shots on attack that I can remember. No set play. No expansive releasing of the ball through the hands. It's been box kick for clearance, box kick for contest. Chips in over the top from Farrell. Grubber kicks from their hooker, from line-out plays. It's working for them well and truly at the moment, isn't it? 46 meters out on the angle. About 10 meters to the right of the post. This is an absolute gift for Farrell. He strikes it perfectly right down the middle. 12 points to 6. England extend the lead back out to that 6 points margin. Last minute before the halftime break. Will South Africa get one last chance? They go deep with the kickoff. Courtney Laws has got it. They just need to set up and clear here. I wonder if it'll be a box kick. Mitchell's calling the troops in. They're going to set up another ruck here. One more ruck and then the clearance. Mitchell wants some forward protection. He gets it. Controlling it at the back, Mitchell looking at the clock. Winding it down. And we'll just thump this over the dead ball line. And the referee says that's halftime. England more than happy to go into the break with the 6-point lead. The rain is definitely getting stronger out there. What kind of effect will that have on the game in this second half? We'll find out. But 12 points to 6 at halftime. Hey, England have come to play. We talked about it in the pregame, a very, very short pregame, but we talked about it nonetheless. The bookmakers had England just huge outsiders. And I certainly, for one, thought that they were a much better team than the 12.5 points head start that they'd been given. It's almost like they'd given them no chance at all. 12.5 points head start. South Africa, clear favourites. And England, they've come to play. What will the second half bring? Can they keep it up? They've got to do it for another 40 minutes. 6 points difference will not be enough. There will be a try at some point in this game. And it could be one of those scenarios. The longer this game goes on, as close as it is, it could be a scenario where that try, that one try, could be the difference between the two teams. It's that sort of game. Who's going to get it? England, South Africa, half-time, 12 points to 6. We'll be back for all the second half action right after a quick break. Thank you so much for your company so far. Hope you've been enjoying it. Wasted World of Sports. Back for the second half. England, South Africa, Rugby World Cup semi-final. Who will go on and face the All Blacks? We will know the answer to that question in 40 minutes' time. Catch you outside this break. All right, Waste the World of Sports halftime here. 12 points to 6. England, they've come to play. 53% territory, 52% possession, ever so slightly ahead, and very, very justified to have a 6-point margin, I feel. Dan Jam says they've managed the game better, talking about England, of course, and absolutely they have. They are full value for that 6-point lead right now. It could have been even more. They might be ruined, especially the Farrell 3 points. And what I'm talking about, of course, is there was a penalty to South Africa just on their own side of halfway. Might have been within kicking range, might not have been. I think the South African goal kickers, they're capable of getting the distance from that far out. But Owen Farrell decided to chirp up and have a go at the referee, and Ben O'Keefe marched him 10 metres, which took it from a questionable decision to a guaranteed shot at goal. And the rest is history, as they say. A gift 3 points in the end to South Africa. Could that be the difference, that 3 points? And let's not forget, South Africa themselves, they'll be ruining knocking back a couple of shots at goal. It was kind of back-to-back shots at penalty goal, so I can't give them 6 points, but they could have an extra 3 points of their own, South Africa. So, Wisdom Marupeni says South Africa will win. 1 try, that's what I reckon. Whoever scores the first try wins the game. That is my not-so-bold halftime prediction. Whoever scores that first try will go on and win. That's my prediction. Let's see how it plays out. It's just got that feeling about it, this game. Not many tries are going to be scored. I mean, unless it really opens up in the second half. But remember, the rain is getting heavier. It has just got slightly heavier all through that first half. So we've got to keep an eye on that as well. If the weather continues up, England have a big advantage holding on to the lead. But let's see. First try wins. First try wins. That's basically my suggestion. We'll see how it plays out. Big second half. All Blacks already there. Another Rugby World Cup final. What will we see? A replay of the 1995 Rugby World Cup final. All Blacks versus South Africa. All Blacks in England. Have they... I don't think All Blacks in England have played each other in a World Cup final before. So that'll be something new for us. Delicately poised at halftime, though. We were talking about it in the pregame. I couldn't understand the bookmakers here in Australia. The bookmakers had England so far outsiders. I think they were paying $4, what was it, $4.90 or something to win. I couldn't believe it. Remember, too, I've still got Cheslin Colby as first try scorer. Dan Jam says, I think we've only played them twice in the World Cup, both in semis. Yes, of course, oh, what an ambush. England played a near-perfect game in that semi-final 4 years ago. Well, was it 4 years ago? Yeah, I think it was. So 12 points to 6 here. No tries. All penalty goals. But that doesn't bother me. Some people complain about that. I obviously have a lot of discussions around the rugby codes, league versus union. For me, it's not a matter of league versus union. I enjoy them both in different ways. I'm really enjoying this game, despite the fact no tries. Doesn't matter. It's that game of human chess that rugby union is that I love. The tactics. Trying to be 2 steps ahead of your opponent. You don't get that in rugby league. Rugby league is just... And obviously, I say this as a supporter of both sports. I say this as someone who has played both sports. Not professionally, but I've played both sports throughout the period of my existence on this earth. And rugby league's a bit more just bash ball. Take the ball, hit it up, get the offload away, or put a kick up. You get a set play on tackle 4. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, you put the kick up on tackle 5. But you just essentially bash it up for 3 tackles. Spread it wide if you're in range. Put a kick up. Rugby union, for me, a lot more tactical. Human chess. Trying to get a few steps ahead of your opponent. But anyway, it's not about that. Hombakasi Mamani says, go Bok, go Bok. Delicately poised game for both teams. It could come down to one mistake, one try, one moment standing between these teams and a Rugby World Cup final. This feels like an extremely long halftime break. Keep an eye on the weather. That will play a crucial role. Alana Ferguson is wearing her pants extremely high. I'm wondering if that's actually to give the illusion of extra height, but you're not going to have extra height standing next to Nick McCargill. It's just not going to happen. But anyways, I digress. Oh boy, big 40 minutes for both teams coming up. One team going home, one team going through to face the All Blacks in the final. I had South Africa winning this in a very close one at the start of the stream. The rain is still coming down ever so slightly here. And the second half is off and running. Andre Pollard with the kickoff. And Courtney Laws takes it. England have possession inside their 22. Mitchell, second half, same as the first, setting up a box kick, going for the distance. Not finding a lot of distance on this occasion. South Africa will have a line-out throw. Nicely positioned in between the halfway and the 22. Estebeth taps it back. Khaleesi dives on the loose ball. South Africa have it. Moster just takes it. One out from the ruck. Reineck wants some protection. Box kick incoming. Yes, it is. Oh, it's gone straight up. Reineck It's a terrible kick, and England have it. England have it on halfway. A shocker of a Boks kick there. Back to Farrell. Puts it high, cross field. Looking to bring Johnny May into it. May taps it back. It's loose, though, and England have to dive on it. They've won the ball, but they've lost about 20 metres. And a penalty. South Africa have just gone in off feet into that ruck. A result in the end for England. They're kind of just frustrating the Springboks out of this game at the moment. Penalty kick, into touch it goes. George throws to the front. England come down with it. Mitchell, dummies, goes into contact on his own. Off after Clerk's on. Yes. Fabio Faf is on the field for South Africa. England control it at the back of the ruck. Mitchell puts the box kick up high. Contestable. Pressure at the back on South Africa. England win the challenge in the air again. Itoje gets the offload away to Marler. Marler's taken. They're 20 out here. England 2 out from the ruck. The pop passes. South Africa try and get in and spoil. They can't. Numbers on the blind side here. Farrell, the grubber kick in behind the line. Willemse falls over and loses it over the sideline. And England in this wet weather turning the South Africans around. Pressure on the kicks. And in the rain, the mistakes are starting to come. A 5-metre line-out throw here. This is huge. Massive, massive moment in the game. Big line-out throw incoming. 3.5 gone in this second half. England with the first opportunity now. George with the line-out throw. They go to the front. It wasn't really straight, and it's called not straight. Oh, that's an absolute gift. South Africa off the hook. Not even close to being straight at the front of the line out there. Pressure still on the Springboks, though. They have to win their scrum ball. A 5-metre line-out throw to England becomes a 5-metre scrum. Springboks feed. Fabio Faf, his first play of the game. Pressure situation. Very slow to set this scrum. They bind. They set. England look to drive, but it's a stalemate. It collapses. Referee says use it. South Africa set up the ruck ball, looking to clear. De Klerk fires it back to Pollard from his own end goal. Pollard, not a lot of distance, just outside the 22. England ball. Oh, here comes big RG Snyman and Esterbeth off the field. Some big changes coming in here from South Africa. Taking Esterbeth off the field at the 45-minute mark. And what the hell's just happened there? South Africa steal the line-out ball, and they can have another shot at a clearance here. De Klerk, he's outside the 22. Looking for the box kick. Puts it high. South Africa chase. It's perfectly weighted. And the mistake at the back from England. Johnny May spills it. And Faf de Klerk immediately makes an impact. Better than Kobus Reinach. It will be scrummed down on halfway. South Africa ball. Poor Jamie George. That was one of the worst line-out throws you'll ever see. And another stoppage. Injuries. "46 minutes, 17 seconds gone in this semi-final. De Klerk's made an immediate impact for South Africa. But the pace of the game, much slower than the first half. Okay, the scrum finally sets. Oh, referee says no. We'll go again. Having a word now with both forwards. He wants a nice straight bind, I think is what he's saying there. Nice and straight. Stay square. Oh, he calls them up again. Wow, the pace of this game has just really dropped off from that first half. I mean, as you would expect, somewhat, but not really as much as it has. Third time lucky, perhaps. I don't think there'll be another chance. They bind. They set. De Klerk feeds. Stalemate again at scrum time. South Africa release it. Delende bumps off one. Driving forward in post-contact. Gets it back to De Klerk. Snyman gets the offload away to Kitchoff. And it spills forward for England. England have it on halfway. There's a mistake from South Africa now. Marla. One out from the ruck. Mitchell controlling the ball. He's just going to feed this back. Set up for a box kick here, England. Yes, the box kick is in. It's contestable. It's out on the full, though. And we come back over halfway. A line-out throw for South Africa. England, their tactics are very clear. Box kick, box kick, box kick. If they're inside their own half, they box kick for distance. if they're in attacking range of the Springboks, they box kick to compete. But that time it goes out on the full. South Africa go to the middle of the line out. Itoje gets up to spoil. It's sloppy and loose out the back. But the Springboks have possession on halfway. Faf controls it at the back. Setting up a box kick. This one's gone straight up in the air. And it's taken safely at the back by Freddie Stewart. South Africa look to counter ruck. England retain possession. Marla's on the short side. Mitchell dummies and goes from scrum half on his own. Driven backwards in defence. Itoje. Will he pick and go? Told to use it. He does. He scoops it up. He picks and goes. He's taken down with no meters made. Now Marla feeds it back. Mitchell waits at the base of the ruck, puts the box kick up. Contestable on halfway. South Africa lose it forward. Play on, says the referee. Oh, South Africa get away with that. They now spread it wide. Pollard, change of direction. And now the knock-on is called. He got a call from his assistant referee there, the knock-on. I thought he had missed it. They get there in the end. Mistakes starting to creep in both teams here in the wet weather, of course. Difficult conditions now. And in this sort of weather, you would kind of have to favour the team that's in front. That rain continues to tumble, just getting ever so slightly heavier. Substitutions galore now. The benches are emptying. Preparing ourselves for a big back end of this game. Some big changes from South Africa. Smith. Quagga Smith, he's on for Khaleesi. So who takes over as captain for South Africa with Khaleesi off? "50 minutes gone in this semi-final. It's tense. It's just got that feeling about it. The pace has dropped off so much, it feels like neither side really wants to take any chance at all. That's the feeling I get, anyway. Big scrum here from South Africa. They push England off the ball, and they win it. South Africa, that is the biggest scrum of the game. It's been a stalemate all game long until now, and now they drive forward. Schneemann sets up the ruck, making meters now. The kick in over the top, finding space. And a second kick. Danger here. This one sits up for Willie LaRue. The kick ahead goes painfully over the dead ball line from Willie LaRue. That was a huge chance. And out of nowhere, South Africa have just snapped and set this game alight. That was completely unexpected. And it was Cheslin Colby getting the second kick away. And we've got time off here. Substitution for England. Now that was an exciting little passage of play from the Boks. Joe Marler's coming off. Solid effort from him. 12 points to 6, 52 minutes gone. Farrell with the dropout from the 22. Targets Aronsay. Aronsay's crunched. They drive over the top. England have it back. They've gone up again now. This game has started to spark into life. England charge up forward. They're inside South Africa's territory now. Back it goes for a drop goal attempt from Farrell from long range. It's over. Farrell with a drop goal from about 40 metres out. And England extend their lead. That was unexpected. 15 points to 6. This game has just found new life. From one end of the field to the other in the wet weather. And Farrell, cool, calm, collected. 40 metres at least on the angle. Pops over a drop goal. Kanye Ketchup, what was for breakfast, mate? I'll be very keen to grab myself a feed once this one's done as well. Box kick. England clear. Up towards halfway. Not a lot of distance, though. South Africa will have a line-out throw. About 30 metres out from England's line. $15 points to 6. England. The Owen Farrell drop goal. Coffee, durries, and bacon. There you go. Rekid TW says, let's go England. See, I should have changed my bandana at halftime like I was talking about. Another stoppage here. The English fans are in huge voice. I still stand by what I said at halftime. This game has just got that feeling about it. The first try scorer wins the game. I feel like there might be only one try in this match. Whoever scores it will win. Dan Jam says durries sound awesome. What are they? Cigarettes. Here in Australia, Dan Jam, we call cigarettes durries. South Africa spill the ball, and England have it again. Oh, they're starting to panic. South Africa. The finger is dangling delicately over the panic button, and they're about to press it. Whoops, sorry. Controlling this at the back. Danny Kerr setting up a box kick. Gets it away. Up over halfway. No pressure on the kick chase, but LaRue, nowhere to go. Willie LaRue goes to ground. South Africa have it. It's frantic at the back here. Pollard clears it. Taken on the full at the back, and the mark is called by Freddie Stewart. And England, they're just controlling this game. Much like the first half. Controlling territory and possession, and doing it well in this wet weather. The rain has definitely suited England. I think that's fair to say. Some more replacements coming out now. Dan Jam says, I thought durries were a weird antipodian pastry. Mr. Edstead says, I loved England, but no cheers for the king. Actually, here's a question. Is the English national anthem been changed from God Save the Queen to God Save the King? Did I hear that correctly? Line out throw is won by South Africa on halfway. It's released. Big defense in midfield by England. Folding the South Africans backwards. Pollard with the clearance kick. Taken at the back by Stewart. Safe under the high ball once more. England controlling this game. Danny Kerr, the back of the ruck. Setting up the clearance now. Wrestling for this ball. Box kick incoming. Yes, very predictable, but they're executing it so well. And now Willie LaRue loses it forward. England with the advantage again. Farrell with the low grubber kick in behind the line. Aronsay makes a mess of it. And this is a big opportunity now for England. Oh, they are just executing those kicks well. They are kicking South Africa to death here in the semi-final. Dan Jam says we were all issued with a sheet with the new lyrics and there was an ad campaign on the TV. Do you really need a sheet with new lyrics? I mean, it's essentially just changing one word out for the other, isn't it? I don't think you really need a sheet of paper with the lyrics on it for that. But anyway, Yeshua Chanki, ahoy there! Volk got knocked out. I am so impressed with the way that England are just executing their lines here. The box kicks, the grubbers in behind the line. Perfect wet weather footy. Scrum down here, 5 metres out from the line. They bind, they set. England pushed backwards. It's scrappy. And the referee calls it up. This scrum reset is a great opportunity for me to grab another drink. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. The scrum reset. They crouch. They bind. They set. Huge moment in the game here. England get a big shove on, but South Africa counter, and the English props pop up, and it's a penalty to South Africa. Michelle, ahoy there. Bright and early for you, isn't it? 6:30. That was a huge scrum. South Africa have kept themselves alive in this contest. Pollard with the penalty kick. Into touch. Up towards halfway. Oh, that's right. You're still in Sydney. I forgot. Still 7:30's early, isn't it? South Africa just holding on here. Still in this game. Line out throw. Goes to the front. Snyman takes it down. They set up the rolling maul. Release it on the blind side. It's messy. And they've gone into touch. England hold on again. Great defense. Yes, indeed. We were just discussing in a recent stoppage in play a couple of minutes ago. We were talking breakfast options. I'm definitely going to be in the market for something to eat after this. Uncontested line-out throw. Itoje comes down with it for England. They release the ball and space opens up around the ruck. They're up over halfway again. Danny Kerr at the back. Boks kick. Tapped back by England again. They have dominated in the air tonight, but losing meters with the tap back. Lots of meters. And Itoje has it, but they have to reset from deep inside their own half. And the mistake is made. Knock-on advantage to South Africa. They're looking to spread wide here. Leroux, the kick out wide. It's taken by England. Knock-on advantage would be over for sure. Oh, South Africa have hit the panic button. And England knock on again. This game has just started to fall to pieces. South Africa, oh, they must have thought they had a penalty advantage, not a knock-on advantage. Because that was overly expansive play for the situation. I think Mr. Ed's Dead is still talking about the king. If I'm not mistaken. Oh, wasted world of sports. Rugby league action coming up later today. Fiji will take on the Cook Islands. It'll be our first look at Fiji in this tournament. But we've got 18 minutes of Rugby World Cup semi-final action to get through first. 15 points to 6, England holding the advantage. I can feel pretty confident now in my prediction pre-game that England were full value for that 12.5 line. I honestly thought it was ridiculous. England were clearly a much better team than the bookmakers were giving them credit for. Michelle says, do either of these teams beat New Zealand? Both are more than capable of beating New Zealand, yes. Both teams were ahead of the All Blacks in the world rankings going into the tournament, so very much so. I would never say that, Mr. Is Dead. No matter what you're talking about. Oh, by the way, Michelle, Mr. Ed's Dead is the proud new owner of the Wasted World of Sports Understrength t-shirt, and he loves it. Penalty South Africa from the scrum. Scrum penalty. Oh, I just mean in the cycle, Dan Jam. In the World Cup. Sorry, I should have been more specific. In the World Cup cycle, there were quite a few teams that have been ahead of the All Blacks. But, yes, in the lead up to the World Cup itself, England lost the warm-up to Fiji and dropped like a sack of potatoes down the rankings after a few losses. And they had a rather terrible Six Nations too, didn't they? But, yes, I just meant, you got it. England come away with the line out. They clear straight down the throat of Willie Leroux. Pollard trying to get on the outside. South Africa, 16 minutes to go. This game is still wide open. England with, flat pass there to Snyman. Getting the pop pass up and going forward, Vincent Koch. Cheslin Colby is crunched in the tackle. Oh, he wasn't looking to use his footwork there, Cheslin. And a penalty to England. They win the turnover. Johnny May getting in there and competing for that ball. He's the one that made the hit as well. Cheslin Colby, though, no footwork at all to speak of. He just went... He's not the biggest man on the field. I don't think he should be charging into contact like he's a front rower. Poor little Cheslin. Saintrick says, really need England to keep as much distance as possible for the last 10 to hold on. I am standing by my extremely bold prediction that there will only be one try in the game and the try-scoring team will go on and win. Although that prediction is not as bold anymore as time runs away. England secure it in the middle of the line out. They set up the maul. South Africa try to spoil, but Denny Kerr has it at the back. Box kick goes up. Contestable. Cheslin Colby comes down with it. Itoje must release him, and does. South Africa, they need to somehow get their hands on the ball down in England's territory. England have just controlled the positioning of the game so well. You have to take your hats off to them. It might not be what a lot of people consider enjoyable viewing, but I'm loving it. That's the thing about rugby union. There's so many different ways to win a game, and they are just kicking South Africa to death at the moment. Knock on, though, from England here on halfway. Here's a chance for South Africa. The conditions go against expansive play, though, and that's the problem at the moment. It's very difficult to launch an attack in such wet weather. Scrum down halfway. South Africa feed. Coming into the last 10 minutes of this game. There is still time. A big decision to be made if they go into territory and get a penalty here. What do you do? 15-6. Do you take the 3? Opportunities for tries becoming less and less. You almost need to go for the try, really, at this point, don't you? Big scrum here. Referee O'Keefe having words with the English props. Just watch it. Just watch it, boys. That's what he's saying. Just keep it straight. Don't angle in. Keep it nice and straight. They crouch. This is a big scrum. Bind. Set. Penalty advantage here to South Africa. England have collapsed it. De Klerk releases it. They can, oh, that's a terrible pass from Pollard. Andre Pollard. But we'll come back for the penalty. The ball just slipped out of his grasp there. Some very forlorn-looking faces from the South African fans in the crowd. 12 minutes still to play, though. The kick into touch is a good one from Pollard. Well positioned. South Africa, here is their chance. 7 meters out from the line. They have the throw to the line out. This is the game here. This could be the game. England will still have a slight advantage, even if South Africa score. But this is it for South Africa. This is their chance. I feel like the game is done for them if they don't come away with points here. They've got to call numbers. South Africa slow to approach the line out. They go to the front. Snyman takes it, uncontested. England drive, but South Africa finds some space. They release the ball early. They're a metre short. De Klerk to Snyman. Snyman charges over, and the big man gets the ball down. RG Snyman with the try. South Africa are back. 15 points to 11. Kick to come. 11 minutes to go. It's game back on. RG Snyman with the try. Oh, this one. It's not over. We knew it wasn't over, but boy, it's well and truly game on now. England did so well to defend that line out, but Snyman, the space opened up. Oh, they're back. There's the one try. Let's see if I was correct. I said that there would be one try and the try-scoring team would win. Let's see if I was correct. Pollard, from right beside the post, puts it over. It's 15 points to 13. 10 minutes to go. Oh. All right, I don't want any interruptions in this last 10 minutes, so I'm going to have a quick toilet break and I'll be right back. All right, Wasted Water Sports, let's do this. 10 minutes to go. This Rugby World Cup semi-final is going down to the wire. 15 points to 13. England have the lead. We're back underway. Mostert loses it, and England have it. Driven into touch, though. South Africa will get the line-out throw, but they're under pressure. They're inside their own 22. Mostert could not take it from the kickoff, slipping through the hands in the wet weather. The rain has definitely wreaked havoc. The errors have crept in for both teams. South Africa, they've been solid at line-out time, though. Have I just put the commentator's curse on them? They go to the middle, uncontested. Mostert. It's a risky pass back. It was not executed well. Pollard kicks it upfield, and May has it for England. Returns it back over the halfway line. Ruck in front of the post, 50 metres out. England, 9 minutes to try and see this game home. Kerr has got it at the back. Setting up a box kick here on halfway. A lot of distance on this one. Too much distance on this one. And the mark is taken at the back by Pollard. Just trying to calm things down. Thapelo the creator, says Bok. The kick up into England's territory. And they return it. Stewart puts it high. Contestable ball. It's lost forward by South Africa. Itoje has it. The game plan for England remains the same, even in the face of this pressure in the last 10 minutes. Back it goes to Farrell. He puts it high. They're not changing tact at all. And it's taken by LaRue. LaRue calls the mark. Oh, I'm not so sure about that LaRue. I felt like he started to run before he called the mark. And they've called the scrum. They did this in the quarterfinals. South Africa, they called the scrum from the mark in the quarterfinals. They're doing it again. That is massive. They're backing themselves. They haven't had the same domination at scrum time they had in the quarterfinal, though. So this is a huge call. This could turn out to be a gift 3 points for England. South Africa have got to be so certain of their scrum here. Oh, I think this is such a risky call. They're obviously playing for the penalty, but they haven't had the same level of domination at scrum time that they had in the quarters. And I think this is a huge, huge risk. Because 3 points here, if they give away a penalty the other way, 3 points just extends that lead again for England. Takes penalty goals or drop goals out of the equation. This is a massive call. Six minutes to go in this semi-final. It's also chewing up time. I don't understand that decision either. It's chewing up time. That was a huge call. It really was. The scrum goes down. South Africa control it at the back. They release it. It's a big drive from England, but South Africa have it, and Pollard clears. Up over halfway. It bounces kindly for Stewart. Stewart puts it high. Not a lot of distance, but it is contestable. And South Africa have the ball. It's knocked on, and England are offside here. England are offside. Oh, the referee does not want to give a penalty. Yeah. England were offside there, though. Very lucky to get away with that. Here come the Springboks. They will have the ball inside English territory. The scrum risk worked out in the end. Oh, this is tense. How are we doing, chat room? Either team, both sides of the equation, whoever you're going for, have you got any fingernails left? The hairs, are they turning grey? The All Blacks await the winner of this one. It's another scrum now for the Springboks. 5 minutes to go. 2 points the difference. They set. It goes down. The scrum will reset. South Africa feed. All these scrums, though, just chewing up time, and I don't know who that favours. Now, remember, my prediction was there would only be one try, and that one try-scoring team would win. So who knows? Oh, one thing I'm sure, regardless of the results, regardless of who you support, I think one thing that we can all agree on is this Rugby World Cup has probably put up more close, tense, exciting games than potentially all the other Rugby World Cups combined. Well, maybe not all of them combined, but a lot of them. This has been one of the most epic Rugby World Cups that I can remember in terms of results and just tense, quality, closely fought games. We've got 4 minutes left. The scrum sets on halfway. England push. England put pressure on. They push illegally, though. And here's a penalty on halfway. South Africa will have a chance. Surely you take the cracker goal from here, because you would think even if you miss, they potentially get the ball back. South Africa will have a shot from 50 meters out to take a 1 point lead. Mr. Edstead says, I enjoy getting to know rugby with your help. Thanks. I'll drink to that. Kanye Ketchup says, where's Francois Steyn? Or Yanni De Beer? As you can imagine, Yanni De Beer, with a name like that, one of my all-time favourite rugby players. What about Percy Montgomery? Percy Montgomery would put this over ice cold. No problem whatsoever. Andre Pollard, a huge kick. He strikes it well. It's on target. It's got the distance. It's over. And South Africa lead by 1. 16 points to 15. 2.5 minutes to go in the Rugby World Cup semi-final. 2.5 minutes left. Farrell with the restart. I think the most unbelievable thing about the game so far is one of my predictions might actually be right. Oh, that is unbelievable. South Africa lead by 1. There's 2 minutes left. They've got to get this underway, England. Farrell with the restart. It's not contestable. South Africa have it at the back, but England pour in. The Springboks control it. De Klerk told to use it. They're just going to go one out through the ruck. They're not going to give this back to England. England have to have 2 minutes here to try and force a penalty. De Klerk, box kick up over halfway. England will have a shot. England will have a chance here. They have to win the line out. 1.5 minutes to go. England, they go quickly. It's over the back. It sits up, and Farrell is crunched. Loses it backwards, but there's still space out wide. They're chancing their arm. I don't know if that's overly necessary. Space has opened up to the left. They've got numbers here, England. Through the hands, they just need to go. South Africa scramble and get across. England controlling the ball. They have it at the back of the ruck. South Africa need to clear. They don't. Inside the last minute. Kwanga Smith's over the top of it, looking for the turnover. England have it at the back still. Itoje into contact. 5 phases, 30 seconds left. Is there another? Farrell drop goal incoming. Oh, big defense from South Africa here. Holding the ball up, ripping at it, tearing, looking for the turnover. But England have it still on halfway. Out the back it goes. Numbers out to the left again. Courtney Laws is out there. South Africa holding on. 10 seconds left of regulation time. Itoje is crunched and rocked backwards. England still have the ball. 1 point the difference. Staying on the short side. South Africa are in over this ball. Looking for the turnover. Can't get it. England retain possession. Time is up on the clock. They've gone nowhere, England. They're still on halfway. And they lose the ball forward. The ball is lost forward, and that's the game. South Africa have won. South Africa are into the World Cup final to face the All Blacks. The most surprising thing out of all of it, my one try and try-scoring team victory prediction is right. Unbelievable. Heartbreak for the Northern Hemisphere in this Rugby World Cup. Heartbreak. South Africa in the last 10 minutes turn this game around, and it is tense out there. Tense on the halfway line. right down to the wire. So England controlled such a large portion of that game. South Africa, the Springboks, they're one step closer to going back-to-back in World Cups. We have seen some of the most amazing games of rugby in this World Cup. It has been so impressive. It's such a shame to think it's almost over. That last 10 minutes, England controlled the game for 70 minutes. Unfortunately, it's an 80-minute game. And it just fell to pieces for them in that last 10. Heartbreak for the Northern Hemisphere teams. It is an all-Southern Hemisphere Rugby World Cup final. Once again, it is going to be a blockbuster next weekend. Right here on the Wasted World of Sports. We now know officially All Blacks versus Springboks Rugby World Cup final. Replay of 1995. Is Susie still alive? God. Oh, it's going to be fantastic. Wasted World of Sports will be bringing you all the action next weekend for the Rugby World Cup final. But before that, we've got coming up later today in the Rugby League Pacific Championships, Fiji, with their first hit out, will be taking on the Cook Islands. So that's coming up later today here on the Wasted World of Sports. We can all just wind down now. Hit the off switch, relax. That was tense. Oh, we've seen so many tense battles. The opener between France and the All Blacks. All of the quarterfinals, like every single one of the quarterfinals down to the wire. The Ireland versus South Africa game in the pool stages. Fiji versus the Wallabies in the pool stages. Fiji versus Wales. We've just seen so many quality, tense games. Player of the Match trophy about to be handed out. Who's it going to? I'm waiting for the graphic to come up on the screen so I know who this is. Andre Pollard gets player of the match. I suppose he was ice cold in kicking that final penalty goal to put South Africa ahead. He did come onto the field kind of early, probably about midway through the first half. Oh, about 30 minutes in, I think, Andre. Actually, I can look this up and find it for real. Yeah, 31 minutes, Andre Pollard came onto the field, replacing Marnie Lebok. The fly half at the time, Marnie Lebok, not a lot of inroads for South Africa. So Andre Pollard did come onto the field and make a lot of difference. Same could be said for Faf. Cobus Reinach replaced in the 43rd minute. And South Africa looked a much better team when Faf de Klerk was out on the field, I thought. So, yeah. It was hard to pick a player of the match there, I suppose, but fair enough. I can't really argue, I suppose, with Andre Pollard. Kicked all his goals. The most important one of the game. A good job. Saint Rick says, thanks for the commentary. Great job. See you again for the final. Subscribed. Going to drown my sorrows in beer. Oh, Saint Rick, I'll have a drink with you, mate. Cheers. Heartbreak for England. South Africa through to the final Wisdom Morapenny says, I told you we will win. Left it as late as possible, but South Africa did get home. And the thing that I'm most impressed with, in all honesty, hats off to me, because I predicted one try in the match, that try-scoring team would win. I know, I'm as shocked as everybody else that one of my predictions actually came true. So there we go. Doesn't happen very often. All right. Wasted World of Sports, thank you so much. Breakfast time for me, I think. I've got to decide what I would like to go ahead and eat for some breakfast. I know, very, very upsetting that I didn't have any money on it. It's always the case. When I make a prediction and it's right, I never have anything on it. Mind you, the other thing I did get correct was England with the 12.5 line. I said that in the pre-game. For those of you who were here in the pre-game, I said 12.5 line for England was utterly ridiculous, and it was going to be a lot closer than that. A lot closer. All right. Time for some breakfast. Thank you so much for your company. As always, Wasted World of Sports, I appreciate it. We'll catch you next time. Coming up later today for some rugby league, or next week for the Rugby World Cup final, All Blacks versus Springboks. We now know officially that that is the case. Thank you so much once again. I'll catch you guys next time. Until then, cheers.